how have you been doing with the coping techniques that you've been working on for your anxiety disorder?
I've been trying to use them, but in the last few weeks since we met last time, there's been a few things that have happened and I haven't really been able to deal with them.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what's going on?
Well, I might have talked to you a little bit about my mother-in-law, but in the last few weeks she's been contacting me a lot more.
Okay.
Particularly about my son.
Okay.
Things that she's suggesting I do with him, but I'm not really comfortable doing.
Okay. What kind of things?
Well, he mentioned to her that he wanted a dog.
Right. I remember us talking about that and going over the pros and cons.
Yeah, so first he had talked to me about that he wanted a dog, but I wasn't really too sure because, you know, by myself I don't have his father in the picture, and
Right.
I work a lot to try to support him, and I don't really think it's a good idea. And he's only 5, so it's not like he would be home with the dog and be able to know how to take care of it. And then my mother-in-law, he told her he wanted a dog, and now she thinks it's a great idea and that I should just do it because it would make him happy.
Okay. Have you talked to your mother-in-law about this?
I tried telling her no, that I don't think it's a good idea, but she doesn't really want to listen to what I have to say. She just thinks that I should do it because he wants it.
Okay.
But she's not really willing to listen to why. She doesn't really seem to want my opinion about it.
Has anybody made any steps towards getting an animal?
Well, I think she got one. It's at her house right now.
Oh, wait, okay.
So that really stresses me out because she got it kind of as a surprise, and I didn't want it to come to my house, but she's trying to get me to take it.
Okay.
And I know she doesn't want a dog in her own house. She already has a dog, and it wouldn't work for her to have 2. So she's trying to send it over to my house with my son.
Okay, so without talking to you, she went on her own and adopted a puppy for your son?
Yeah.
Okay. That must be really frustrating for you.
It is very frustrating because he's only 5, so in his mind he thinks, great, a puppy, and he's not, obviously doesn't know that there's responsibility and vet bills and buying food and taking him for a walk all the time.
Right.
And
so your son is aware that the dog is at his grandma's house?
yes, he's seen the dog. She's
Okay.
told him that it's going to be his dog. We just have to get it to come home with him.
Okay.
So it just happened. She just got the dog. So in the past few weeks she was talking to me about it, and she just got this dog.
Okay, so she just up and got a dog
Yeah.
without...
And it's a big dog. It's a lab. So
Oh, wow. Yeah, they get big.
like they get very big. I had one as a child, and he was really big, really hyper, and you know,
Right.
lots of food and exercise needed, and I don't have time for it, and I don't know how I would manage.
Right, right. Well, you told me about your living situation. You have a small apartment, and that would be difficult.
Yeah. And I don't have a backyard, and you know, I work all the time. I work a lot of nights, so when my son is he's in kindergarten, so he's there through the day, and then I have to have a babysitter a lot of nights. Or he's gone to my mother-in-law's house sitting. So, I mean, it's not like we're both home through the day or anyone's there to take care of it.
Have you had any conversations with your mother-in-law about boundaries?
Well, I tried telling her that, you know, like I don't think it's a good idea. But I think she's really focused on like being there for my son, and
Okay.
she was kind of absent for the first few years of his life. So now that she is involved, I think maybe she's trying to do anything she can to get his affection.
Do you feel like she's trying to make up for the couple of years that she was absent?
I think so.
What kind of conversations have you had with her? What type of things do you say to her?
Well, I've just said, like when she first mentioned getting a dog, I would say, no, I don't think it's a good idea. And she'd be like, no, it'll be fine, like he'll love it, and it'll be a good thing for him to learn how to take care of something. And I try to tell her that I work all the time and I don't really have the money to take care of an animal. But she doesn't seem to respect that.
It sounds like your mother-in-law has kind of a problem with respecting boundaries. Would you like to try like a mock conversation with your mother-in-law? What we can do is you can play the part of either yourself or your mother-in-law.
Sure.
And I'll play the other part, and we can have a conversation on how you might sit down and talk with her about not only the issues with the dog, but other boundary issues.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, what part would you like to play?
I could be her and to kind of show you how she reacts.
Okay. Okay. And then I'll be you, and I will try to model some behavior for you that might help you be a little more assertive with her.
Yeah, I think that would
it
be
seems
good.
like that's a little bit of a problem. Do you feel like you have a hard time being assertive?
Yeah,
with
I
her?
think so, because, you know, I don't want to strain the relationship with her because it is still new for me too, because she wasn't around before.
Right.
So yeah, I don't want to offend her, but at the same time, she needs to respect what I want.
So what do you call your mother-in-law?
Teresa.
Teresa. Okay. Okay. So, do you talk to her on the phone or in person?
Usually it's in person.
In person. Okay.
Just when I, like,
So-
say if she's watching my son and I pick him up kind of thing.
Okay, so let's say you go to pick up your son and you tell Teresa that you want to sit down and talk with her. You want to sit down at the kitchen table and have a chat.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay, Teresa, I would like to speak to you about the boundary issues and about the issue of you adopting the dog without my consent.
Okay, so she would probably say, oh, what issue? Like, Joshua loves it, so I don't know what the issue is.
Okay, well, I have gone over some pros and cons of getting a dog. Joshua and I have spoken about getting a dog, and considering my current living situation, we have decided that, or I had decided that now is not an appropriate time to get a dog. I can't afford to care for it properly, and I don't have the proper housing to be fair to the dog. And now I am tasked with the job of having to figure out what to do with this dog, with keeping Joshua's best interest in mind.
So I think she would probably say, oh, you just have to walk him, you know, like once every couple of days and just play with him, and Joshua will love playing with him and it'll keep him busy.
Okay. Would you feel comfortable saying something to her like, well, I'm his mother. I make these decisions. And as his mother, as me as his mother and you as his grandmother, you have to respect those boundaries.
I think she would say something along the lines of, well, I want to show him that, you know, I care about his wishes too, and I want him to, you know, form a bond with me, and I think having a dog might, you know, make him appreciate me more, because I wasn't there for the first few years.
Would you like to try to reverse
Sure.
the role and kind of try to see how you might talk to her yourself?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So you've come to pick up your son, and you're at the kitchen table with Teresa. I'm Teresa. So go ahead.
So Teresa, I just wanted to talk to you about the dog that you got for us.
Little shit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's cute, but I don't really know if I'll be able to take care of him both financially and, you know, physically, like walking him and feeding him and all of that.
Well, what's so hard about a dog?
Well, it is a bigger dog, and I live in a one-bedroom apartment with my son. He's very small, and, you know, we kind of just have to make room for ourselves. We don't really have room for a dog that's going to grow to be 60, 70 pounds.
Well, if you wanted a dog, would you want him to have what he wants?
I do, but at the same time, I have to do what's appropriate for him. And right now, I don't think that's appropriate.
Okay, I feel I have to do what's appropriate for him too, and I wasn't there for the first couple of years of his life, but
Are you in the class that meets in here next?
we're recording.
I'm sorry. Very sorry. Talk to you again, sorry. Okay. I just was asked to come and make sure that door was open.
So, while I respect that you want to form a relationship with him, I don't think that's the best way to do it.
Okay. Okay, what would you like me to do?
Well, I know you just got the dog, and as much as I would love to be able to do it, I really don't think I can. So I don't know if maybe you would like to keep the dog, would have anyone else you think would be able to take care of it properly.
All right, that sounds good. That sounds good. I think, you know, you're making some good progress here.
Yeah, it feels good to like be able to express it, because I haven't really been able to just do
Would
that.
you be willing to propose the idea to your mother-in-law that she keeps the dog at her house and allows it to be his dog, but it lives at her house, and he can go over there to visit the dog when he wants to?
That's a good idea.
Does she live close enough to you for that?
Yeah, about 10-minute drive.
About 10-minute drive?
Yeah.
Okay. And you would be able to drive your son over to visit the dog?
Yeah, she watches him a few times a week while I'm working, so.
Okay, well, that would be, you know, that would be a good thing. If she would be willing to keep the dog herself, then, you know, he would be able to interact with the dog when he was over there, and he would know that it is his dog. And if ever there does come a time when you move into a larger place, or if you are in a better financial situation, then maybe you can make the decision if you want to choose to have the dog with you, or if he's going to stay at Grandma's house. How come that point in time, Grandma may have bonded with the dog, and Grandma may not want to let the dog go. So this might be another conversation that you might have to have with her.
No, I think that's a really good idea.
Mhm.
I think that still gives her something to build a relationship on,
Right.
but at the same time having that boundary.
Has she overstepped her boundaries on any other issues?
She does kind of criticize the choice, like the things that I do as a parent sometimes, but I don't think she understands how hard it is to be a single parent without having his father and her son in the picture.
Remind me, where is his father?
So he left when, or shortly after I got pregnant, so he
Okay.
hasn't really been in the picture.
Okay.
But I did know his family, so his mother, she knew that I was pregnant.
Okay.
So she wasn't really around for the first little while,
Mhm.
kind of like supporting her son, like didn't really want anything to do with it,
Mhm.
but she did end up coming around.
Okay. Does she have any interaction with her son?
I think so, but kind of limited. I don't think he lives in the area. I think he moved away somewhere, but I'm not sure where he is.
Okay.
We don't really talk
He's
about it.
never really shown any interest?
No interest.
Okay. Okay, how was your son with that?
It's really hard for him. Like, I think he is afraid that the people in his life will leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like with the dog, like with him knowing that he has that dog and he's expecting it to come home, he might think, oh, just another thing that's not happening, like something else that I love not going to be in my life as much.
If the conversation ever comes, does he ever bring up questions about his dad?
He does ask me a lot about, like, all my friends have two parents and they all have dads. Like, where's my dad? And I don't.
How do you handle that?
I don't really know how to handle it. It's really hard. And I just try to explain to him, some children have just a mom, or some people have just a dad, or, you know, some people do have both. And I just try to show him that you can still, like, have a family without a dad around.
At 5 years old, kids can learn pretty well through, you know, reading storybooks or even looking up videos on YouTube. I think that if you did a search, that you would probably be able to find I know that Hello Kitty does a lot. And of its, videos for kids that are dealing with situations, and you might be able to find something on different family dynamics. And maybe it might make more sense to him if you're either reading him a storybook about it, or if he's watching a video on YouTube about it. How does that sound to you?
That sounds good. I haven't really been exposed to any of that stuff though.
One thing I would advise against is speaking negatively of his father in front of him. If you haven't, I hope you haven't. If you haven't done that, try not to. That's, you have the feelings that you have about him, and that's perfectly fine. But those feelings shouldn't be bestowed upon your son.
I try not to say anything directly to him, but I feel like he might kind of pick up on it. Like say when I have to go to work and leave him with someone else or leave him in school and I'm not there for a lot of things. Like I sometimes make comments, oh my God, this would be so much easier if I just had, a husband or father figure around to help me. So I think maybe he might pick up on that, or if I'm talking to my friends or my family about it.
Well, that doesn't really sound derogatory against his father. That sounds more like you are just speaking out in frustration. I can imagine how frustrating this whole situation is for you. You're a single mother, you do work, you do go to school, you've got a lot going on, and you're doing the best that you can to make a good life for your son. And you're doing an excellent job.
Yeah, I just feel like it's really hard, and I just hope that someday it pays off. And I don't want him to feel like I'm abandoning him by working and going to school. Like he doesn't really understand why it is what it is.
Well, it's not hard for children to understand adult issues. But right now, if you're teaching him anything, you're teaching him an excellent work ethic. You're pushing yourself, you're making sure that you're providing the best life you can for your son. And not that there's anything wrong with anybody relying on, government assistance to help them along when they need it. You're also teaching him that's not the only answer. You're teaching him that you have to get out and work for what you want. And, there is going to come a day when you're standing tall on both of your feet and you're standing strong. And your son is going to be there, and he's going to be there to see that. And he's going to know that, wow, my mom really worked hard to get us here. And he's probably going to think you're a great lady.
Yeah. I hope that happens, but it's just hard to see it right now. I know just with all the chaos and all the emotions, and when he gets upset, it's really hard because he doesn't understand. Yeah.
I know that can be difficult. Through our therapy sessions, you've come a long way. When you first came to therapy, your very first session, you were very timid. And you really weren't sure what direction your life was going to go. And you weren't sure how you were going to handle being a single mom. And, you were really unsure of yourself. What I've seen during our progression through therapy is I've seen you grow as a person. I've seen you get accepted into grad school. I've seen you get a good paying job. I see you struggle. But your struggle is not without payoff. You've come a long way, and I have faith in you. I know you can do this. I know you're going to make it. Do you see that in yourself? Does part of you kind of know you're going to make it?
I think in the long run, kind of just made me remember where I was before. like not even being able to like go to work sometimes because of the anxiety.
Right.
So I think I am in a better place, but I think I still have work to do to get there.
Sometimes, so I'm sure that sometimes you do feel like, oh my God, I can't do this. This is too much.
Anytime, like any, like say the dog thing, anytime like a major thing happens, that's where I go back to. And I don't know how to move on from that, like just not go to that place automatically.
So that's like an automatic negative thought that you're having right away. As soon as something happens, you're automatically thinking, I can't do this. The best way to deal with that is to come up with ways to deal with our automatic negative thoughts. We all have them. Everybody has them. And the key to it is to recognize them when they occur and to figure out how to deal with it.
I find it really hard, like I know that that's how I feel, but I have a hard time like recognizing it and just saying that, okay, like we can do this. Like I don't have a way that I can.
What if, when you have these automatic negative thoughts, that like, oh my God, I can't do this, I'm in too deep. What if you were just to acknowledge the thought? What if you were just to say, oh, hi, oh, there you are. Okay, carry on now.
I kind of feel like I think that would be really hard because I feel like if I recognize it, then it's going to make me freak out more.
Okay, well that does make sense.
Because I get really anxious when something happens.
What about your coping techniques? Your deep breathing techniques that we talked about, or your counting? You know, when you count while you breathe and you just calm yourself.
Well, I think the counting is really good. I know I've done that a few times. Like say if my mother-in-law does something and it makes me angry, I kind of like take a deep breath and then I count down before I say anything. Or before like I start crying or something. Like I try to calm myself down.
That's a really good technique. When you're doing that, you're avoiding conflict. You're avoiding, having a fight with your mother-in-law.
But then after that, like I don't know what like after I try to breathe and count down, then I still find I'm really anxious.
Right.
Whereas I might not start crying or explode, I feel nervous and I just don't know what to do. So it's kind of like it's making me like internalize it more instead of reacting.
I think throughout further therapy sessions, we'll work on some more coping issues with that. You have brought this to the surface, so that's an excellent step. You do realize that these are just negative thoughts, and that there's really no validity to them. However, they do make you anxious. What we need to work on now as a team of counselor and therapist is how to get you to, was that your mother-in-law?
Yeah, she was just calling me.
Oh, okay.
No, she's probably trying to get me to take the dog home.
Okay, well, we're almost done. You can call her back in a couple minutes and maybe, talk to her about some of the stuff that we talked about, using, being a little more assertive with her and talking about overstepping her boundaries.
Yeah, I feel better about that.
Okay, but as I was saying, over our next few sessions, we'll work on some more coping techniques when you have these automatic negative thoughts. Sometimes they're called ants, and you have to figure out how to kill your ants. So we're going to work on killing your ants.
Okay.
Okay. So throughout the session, we have talked about how to communicate with your mother-in-law regarding her overstepping her bounds, possible scenarios that could be done with the dog, and it does seem like having the dog live with your mother-in-law but still be your son's dog. It sounds like that's a good solution.
Yeah.
Hoping that your mother-in-law hoping that she will agree to that. Maybe if you, present it to her in a way that this will help with the relationship with her and her grandson, that might help her along to make that decision. And, we have talked about, how far you have come in therapy, because you have come quite a ways. You still have a ways to go. You're not there yet, but you are so much more strong. You are such a stronger woman now than the woman I saw on the first day that you came.
Yeah, I can see how we've improved.
Not me, you. I want you to see how you can improve. Can you see how you can improve?
Yeah, I can.
All right, excellent. So I will see you next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Bravo!
Bye, Stella.
Bravo!
Yay. You were so nice.